Hi, it's Brad Griffith. Welcome back to Craft Stick Crafts. So if you have been following my videos, you'll know that very little around my house is left to imagination. I film everywhere, and today I'm taking up the living room. I'm setting up to do a presentation, a YouTube presentation to Midwest Products, who supplies Basswood. They also supply balsa wood. However, I mostly use the basswood. But we're going to do a presentation to them to show them how I turn this into this, or this, or this, and or any of these other items. So their basswood is just great big popsicle sticks. I know how to bend, mold, shape the craft sticks, popsicle sticks, stir sticks, and I went on to the basswood. And so there's, the same basic techniques. Oh, come on now. Stop it. Okay. Basic techniques, but they're all randomly the same. But that's just the update. What I wanted to show you today, commercial moment for a flower I built and the Space Needle. What I wanted to show you today for the tip and trick of the shop was a Dremel tool. Obviously you probably know what Dremel is, and then we're going to get back to treehouse and some of this other stuff. So we use a Dremel. There's another blade out there in the internet that attaches to the Dremel. We like to use this one because it's little. If it gets away from you, it doesn't climb and claw up your finger as quick, the little blade. But this right here is going to be an egg holder. So when you take the eggs out of the container, or you put them on the counter and they roll away, well, that's what this is for. You'll take the big container out, you put 3 or 4 eggs in there, and it's just a demonstration of what we can do with craft sticks, popsicle sticks typically, food grade always, and basswood. Oh, and then ice cream spoons. So let me show you this project here. We like to run it at a high speed, not that it gets the job done any faster. That's a little carried away. Let me brace this a little better. Sorry, hopefully you're getting a good shot. There we go. So in my haste to do a video, I didn't consider, bracing your hands steady, stable is much better than running loose like this. And then there is Dremel makes, let's see if I can change this out. In the meantime, this background which you're looking at is a treehouse we're making, and we've made another one, give you some representation of what we're doing. And now we're making this one here. I like the tree houses because they take quite a bit of engineering and figuring out, just as if you were to build a real tree house. And I like to build them for kids. I think this craft of craft stick crafts and craft stick bending is going to be real interesting for adults who are going to make toys for kids, like this little cart. This is like a little fruit cart we're making. and I have the wheels under construction. I'll show you that in a second. Okay, so I switched over the grinding tool. Thank you very much, Dremel. Okay, that's enough. Maybe not so quick there. And that'll grind it down really quick. They make several different sanding options. Once again, you might want to stabilize your product up against something. Sorry, maybe it didn't show you that well. Anyhow, the other way I actually like is also make a sanding stick. So we get a paint stick of some kind, yardstick, ruler, and put some spray adhesive on it, and then attach some sandpaper to it. And then when you sand and fill up the grains, you could take a little wire brush and clean that off. But I like the sanding stick because it's flat. Excuse me. Got to keep an eye on things down here. It's flat. So if you use your thumb and it's just sandpaper, it's going to curve this wood around. But if it's flat, you can work it, and the items are going to stay flat. It's usually not going to sand the edge unless you go do the edge. So the other key I like, because this is basswood in the center, and these are two food grade popsicle sticks on the outside to keep it in its shape and keep it from breaking, because the grain goes this way, and if you don't seal up and the food grade sticks, the grain goes this way, so it'd be really difficult to crack that direction. So this side is built the same way. Sand, 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 smooth. If you had sandpaper from your hand like this, you're going to round off those edges. So we're making some wheels for the cart. They're going to go here and here, and where is that thing? There's an axle here somewhere. Here it is. So we have an axle and some screws. So we'll drill that hole right there where the X marks the spot, and we'll drill and then screw that into the axle. We'll support the axle, trim down these sticks, these ice cream spoons, sorry. Ice cream spoons, we'll trim those down and put a hole in there, and that will also help hold the axle in the wheel. Let me get to the wheel show and tell. So a lot going on. This is just like the daily, almost daily tip video. So this wheel was actually shaped around this lid, and we did this one in two pieces of a coffee stir stick when we wrapped it around the wheel, and then cut it to size and fit and shape and measure, which you can find those details on my other DVDs that I'll be updating soon. But anyhow, once this is made and you get the shape, you can glue it all up, which, like I said, is on the DVD. Okay, blah blah blah. Okay, so what you need to do to do the centers is I marked the wheel, because the wheel is not necessarily perfectly round. As I marked the wheel on the popsicle stick, and then I mark where it came from. So like this is axle number 2, and I marked it on the wheel number 2 because this cut might be different than that cut. And then you can either snip it, excuse me, and then sand it to that arch, that the wheel is. Or you can take this tool, which is called Play Mat, and it's a kid's tool. It's $100. Comes with all sorts of accessories. I usually have it up front and center to my shop because I'm always, you know, using it. And then, or you could cut the arch with that, and then find the position number 2, which I cut it a little big, but that's okay. Excuse me. Okay, get back out there. And then what we do is we sandwich the glue. Not only do we glue it inside there often. There we go. But in these particular case, what we do is kind of sandwich the stick in the glue, because often there's not much gluing power if you just end glue it. So we just get down there, mark, a little glue there, and a little glue there. And I'm going to clean that up in a minute. But the trick here is to set back the first spoke so that you have room for the second spoke to still get into and glue onto the wheel when you cut it. So that's a bunch of stuff coming from the shop. I need to catch up with this little glue mess and get back to my presentation mock-up for Midwest Products. Catapult actions, things, all sorts of things to see. Thank you. If you like our videos, subscribe, and that tells us to keep going forward. Thanks. Bye.